Today, I'm gonna turn Fortnite, one of the most popular video games of all time, into Lego. I'll be building my very own Fortnite island, adding characters, weapons, items, and locations from the actual game. The challenge begins now. Okay, so if you're watching this video, I'm guessing you already know what Fortnite is, but if you live here and you don't, it's basically a game where 100 players battle each other on an island to be the last one standing. And apparently, Lego actually makes Fortnite sets. So I quickly got in my car and went to the Lego store to see if it's actually true. Wow, they actually sell them, guys. So let's cop this one, bring it back to my crib, and open it up. Okay, nice. Okay, in this set, you get the actual battle bus from the game that drops off all the players onto the island, and you even get 9 different characters, like this guy who's a banana, this default skin, and this really drippy looking guy. Okay, so far we have 9 different skins, but in every Fortnite match there's 100 players, which means we need 91 more minifigures to battle each other, and that's a lot of people, so I grabbed all my random minifigs and built the biggest army I could. Okay, I counted it, and it looks like we officially have 100 minifigs. And each one is a random skin I can imagine people would buy if they played this game. Only one of these people will survive, so comment who you think that's gonna be. But before we send them to the island, I built my very own Fortnite item shop with special items they can buy and use in battle. So let's grab Mom's credit card and spend all those V-Bucks. The first thing I built are gliders that the players can use to drop down onto the island, like this shark with the laser on its head, this inflatable boat. I also built this small helicopter, this space shuttle. I even made a glider that uses the backboard of a basketball hoop. I also built custom harvesting tools for collecting materials on the island, like this one which uses a hot dog, and this one which uses an actual dolphin. Yeah, I was running out of ideas, guys. I even built cool custom back blings that the players can use to flex how much money they have to the rest of the lobby. And oh yeah, I forgot there's also emotes. Okay, the players now are all loaded up and ready for battle, so we're gonna send them to the island now to begin their match. So I then spent the next few days building the biggest Lego island I possibly could, and this thing almost takes up my whole room. Look how big this thing is. I literally used 4 tables underneath it. And now that the island is ready, it's time to bring in the battle bus and deploy all 100 players. Okay, all 100 players have now landed on the island. Oh, except that guy. I think he forgot to use his glider. Okay, we've built the island and dropped off all 100 players, but the problem is there's literally nothing here. And also the players have no weapons, which means it's time to build the very first location where the players can go to get loot and battle each other. So I built this small, peaceful neighborhood with 3 houses, which make a great place for the players to hide and seek cover. Every location has a name, so how about we name this one Sunny Suburbs. Yeah, I like that. And inside each house, I even built rooms where players can hide, and I added these chests full of loot. So for loot, I found some custom Lego weapons, like this tactical shotgun, this assault rifle, and this silenced pistol. And I even built some of my own Lego items, like this shield potion, this med kit that players can use to restore their health, and I even built this giant floor trap with spikes. And around the neighborhood, I also added these giant trees that players can harvest and use for building materials. Now they can be sweaty tryhards and build battle each other. Someone clip that. And now that we've built our first location, the first few players have been eliminated, so now it's time for the Eye of the Storm to shrink and for the players to proceed to the next spot on the map. Okay, all the remaining players have migrated to the circle. Oh, except for that guy, which means it's time to build the next location for them to fight. So I'm gonna build it right here. And my plan for this next location is to build a giant snow-covered mountain. Okay, the mountain is finished. Now we just gotta add some snow. Nice. And on the very top of the mountain, I built the next place for the players to battle, which is this top secret military base. And to get up to the base quickly, I built this zip line using dental floss I grabbed from my bathroom. Now it's time for our players to get more loot, so I built this Lego supply drop, which is gonna give us a lot of it. So for loot, we have even more weapons, like this scar and this sniper rifle for long-range attacks. And I even built more custom items like this bounce pad, this landmine, and this impulse grenade, which you can use to launch any enemies away from you. And now that our new location is finished, the players are battling and sending each other back to the lobby. But before we build the next location on this map, I'm gonna simulate my very own Fortnite live event. So I built this Lego concert.
My heart's like a Lego set, please don't break it.
And now that the players are getting all hyped up, I'm gonna build the next spot on this map. So this time I built a small peaceful farm with a barn, a farmhouse, and lots of different items around it, like this campfire which restores health to players, this lake to go fishing, and these mushrooms which give you shield when you eat them. I even built these Lego crops that the players can hide inside of, and to make them I used this illegal building technique.
Hey, what are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing?
Oh, nothing.
I'll be watching you.
Okay. But now it's time to send in the next supply drop full of loot. So for loot, I built this grenade launcher, bandages, a grapple gun, this launch pad which sends players up into the air, and also this boogie bomb which will force players to dance when you throw it on them. Okay, that's the third location finished, and for this next one, I'm gonna build it right here. So this time, I decided to turn this part of the map into a giant Lego desert, with these two rock formations that players can use as high ground when they're fighting each other. I also built these small cacti that will kill you if you touch them, and these bushes that the really newbie players who can't build can hide inside of. And in the middle of the desert, I left it empty, that way we can build the next place for the players to fight. So this time, I made an abandoned shopping mall. I built 3 different stores inside that the players can use as cover. I also added this shopping cart so players can get around the map quicker. And again, I built more loot. So I made this Lego rocket launcher, this minigun, and this sticky grenade, which will cling onto any surface. Okay, that's the 4th location finished, and now that we're narrowing down to the final few players, the only ones left are only the best, most skilled, try-hard, sweaty players. Okay, we're down to 10 players. Now, in the very middle of the map, there's one final space to build something. So to decide what we build, I made this giant Lego loot llama. So let's open it up and see what's inside. Okay, it says to build tilted towers. Yep, the most iconic location from the game where only the sweatiest, most pro players go. Basically, this location is an entire city, and I'm gonna build a small version of it in the middle of the map. So I built a street with 4 buildings, and on top of each one, I added a chest full of loot. I also built this Lego vending machine, which lets you trade building materials for a weapon of your choice. I also added a few cars that the players can hide behind, and I even built this tiny loot llama. Okay, and now that this location is finished, the final few players can drop in to battle each other until only the best, most skilled player is left alive. Okay, there's 2 remaining players, but wait, I'm confused. Where's the other guy? Oh, I think he might be hiding in this bush, guys. Yep, I knew it. That was definitely a 5-year-old on his mom's iPad. Let's freaking go! This guy has taken that W.
I'm the best minifig in my city.
Well, there you go, guys. I built my very own Lego Fortnite island with 5 different locations. Check the link and submit a video idea. A lot of you guys actually requested this. Anyway, go play Fortnite. I'll see you in the next one. This is a Lego car. And this is a Lego car that's made in 2D. And today, I'm gonna challenge myself to build a giant Lego world where literally everything in it is made in 2D. So anyway, let's go. Okay, so you know those rugs that kids put on their floor where it's like a small town with buildings and cars? Well, basically, that's what I wanna build. So I have this empty wall in my room, and my plan is to turn it into a giant 2D Lego town. But before I can begin building this world, the first thing I need is to cover my wall in base plates. Okay, now we have a surface to build on, and please like the video because I spent way too much money on these. Okay, the first thing that every town needs are houses for people to live in. So that's the first thing we need to build. Okay, the outside's finished, now we gotta build the inside. So I'm gonna build a 2-story Lego house, and inside there's a couch, a small kitchen with a dining room, and the staircase which takes you up to the 2nd level where there's a bedroom and this bathroom. Wow, it's so weird seeing how flat this is. And finally, to build the outside of the house, I made made this giant wall with a door and windows. It's super easy to remove if you ever want to look inside. And now that the first house is finished, it's time to introduce the first citizen that will be living here. So I added this guy with a very clapped hairline. But we still need to keep adding people, and one house isn't enough for everyone who will soon be living here. So my next plan is to build a tall apartment building that can house several people in one place. So I built 5 apartments with different rooms, like this bedroom with a TV, a living room, this gaming room with a computer, this kitchen, and this bathroom. So now we can cover the building with a wall and add more people to live here. Okay, now the new citizens of this town have homes to live in, but this town is still as empty as my wallet after I buy Lego. So the next thing I'm gonna add is a farm, because this town needs its own source of food to feed the people living in it. So first, I built this giant barn full of cows that will supply milk. And outside, I also built this small coop full of chickens, that way we can get eggs. And I even built this giant field full of vegetables that we can grow and harvest. Wow, this looks so much like a real farm that I'm starting to talk with a country accent. Okay, now that we have all this food, it's time to feed the citizens. So to do that, we're gonna open up this town's very first grocery store. So inside, I built shelves full of all the different food items that people can purchase. And just like that, now this town has its own food supply, so the citizens can finally eat. Oh, except that guy. I don't think we fed him on time. Okay, the next thing this town needs is a road. So I have these special Lego plates, and they're designed to look exactly like a real road. So I'm gonna build a giant road for this town using them. Again, don't ask me how much money I spent. And to go on the road, I even built some 2D Lego cars, like this one, which is supposed to be a pickup truck. I also added some stoplights to tell the cars when to go. Okay, for this next challenge, I'm gonna build a Lego police station because every town needs one of those, right? So I built this one with several different levels to add different rooms. So on the first level, I built a computer room so the police officers can scan for criminals. For the second level, I'm gonna build a meeting room where the officers can make important announcements and discuss plans. For the third level, I built this gym where the officers can train and get stronger. So I built this punching dummy, this pull-up bar, these weights, and at the end of their workout, they can celebrate by eating some donuts. And on the final top level, I built a small prison with cells to put all the criminals. Free my boy. Okay, and now our Lego police station is finished, and oh yeah, I also built this police car. But now we can move on to the next Lego build, and this time I'm gonna build a fire station. So I built this one with a giant golden bell on the very top to alert people when there's a fire. I also built this small 2D fire truck. And the final emergency service that this town needs is a hospital. So I built one across the street from the police station, and inside I built a surgery room where minifigs can get any new body part put in. And not gonna lie, that sounds really creepy, but that's how I imagine minifigs actually have surgery. So basically plastic surgery. And on the second level, I built a baby delivery room where pregnant mothers can give birth. I even built my own Lego gender reveal. Okay, finally this is starting to look like a real town, and why does this honestly look like something I'd see on Google Satellite View? Okay, the next thing I plan to build for this town is a Lego school. That way the people living here don't become dumb, but become smart. So first I built the outside of the school, and when you remove this wall, you can see the inside, where I built this classroom with desk for the students, a small shelf full of books, and a desk for the teacher, and up front there's a smart board so the students can watch educational videos. And outside the school, I built a small playground with 2 swings that I built using these chains. Okay, we built a school on this block, but now on this block, I'm gonna build a Lego park. So first, I built this long sidewalk that will go through the park so people can walk or ride their bike. And in the actual park, I built some trees like this one, which has apples growing on it. It looks like something out of a Dr. Seuss book. I also built a small picnic bench where 2 people are going on a small date with each other. I also built this basketball hoop, and I even built built this tiny skateboard park. Okay, and now I'm out of space to build, so on to the next block. There's not much space, so what if I built a small fast food restaurant? And my plan is to build a Lego McDonald's. So I built my own custom McDonald's logo, and inside I built a small workstation to make the burgers with every ingredient. I even invented my own TD Bricks McDonald's collab meal. So you get a burger, some fries, a shake, and a cookie. Okay, now let me get one. Okay, this town is almost finished, but next, I'm gonna let my subscribers tell me what to build. This first person told me to build a bank, so I'm gonna build one on this small empty block, and inside I built this vault where we can put all the money. This next person told me to build a gas station, so I built one with a single gas pump, and I even built this small convenience store with a slushy machine and this rack full of snacks and drinks. Another person requested a barber shop, so I built this one, and inside there's a giant rack full of hairstyles to pick from and a professional barber to give you a fresh cut. This person told me to build a forest, so I built one using lots of trees, and I even added some animals, and I even built this pond for ducks and fish. Someone told me to build an airport, so I made this one with an airstrip and an air traffic control tower, and I even built this tiny plane to transport passengers. And for the final request, someone told me to build a house. Wait, why are the cops here? Okay, now it's time to add the final but biggest thing to this town, and my plan is to build a giant shopping mall. So inside I built a long hallway with 6 empty rooms, and I'm about to turn each one into its own separate store. Okay, this first one is a shoe store. Next, I built one of those expensive designer clothing stores that's named something that I can't pronounce. Usually that's how you can tell if it's expensive. Every mall also needs a tech store, so I even built a tiny Apple store. I also built a Lego store and Lego. I also built a bubble tea shop with blenders to make the drinks, and those iPads that will flip towards you and make you pay a $50 tip. And for the final store, I built a GameStop, where you can buy video game CDs, controllers, and gaming systems, or you can even trade your entire collection of games for 50 cents. Oh yeah, of in-store credit too. Yes! Let's freaking go. Now this Lego town is finished. That was supposed to be confetti. Look at how flat this is. If I go to the side, you can hardly see it. It looks just like a real town. Also, this makes a great piece of artwork in my room. Comment what you want to see me build next. I'll see you in the next one.
On my minifigs, put your against up in the air. We be cruising to the city like we just don't care. We be running up there like our money like an ATM. I be dripping with the Lego wash, catch me with the band.
Today, I'm gonna buy and build some of the 10 biggest Lego cars ever made. Then I'm gonna put them to the test by simulating extreme crashes with them to see which ones will survive and which ones won't. So anyway, let's go. Let's begin with the smallest Lego set I bought, which is this tiny yellow car made from 900 pieces. Okay, is it just me or does the car look like it has a mustache? It works just like a real car because it has working doors, this sunroof, 4 seats, this hood with a spare tire underneath, and in the back there's even a small engine and this rack to put luggage. Okay, this is a cool car, but it's gonna be even more cool if we crash it. So for this first test, I built this small slide for my backyard, and I'm gonna roll the car down it into this giant brick, and we're gonna see if it will stop the car. Wow, even with that much speed, the brick hardly moved. Okay, the roof of the car flew off, and now I gotta fix this, so on to the next car. Okay, the next item I bought is this green Lego car made from 1,000 Lego bricks. In the back, there's a trunk which has enough space to fit this bottle of water, this picnic basket full of bread, and even an actual person. Now before I simulate the next crash, I need to build someone to sit in the car and act as a testing dummy. And because the car is so big, a normal minifig won't work. So instead, I'm gonna build a larger version of him. Nice. So I built this guy, and I gave him basic clothes and this fresh looking haircut, but to give him even more aura, I'm gonna give him some expensive looking shoes. So now we can put him inside the car, and little does he know, he's about to have the craziest driving experience of his life. So for this next challenge, I'll be rolling it down the same slide, but this time I set up a giant jump at the bottom that the car will have to clear. And if it doesn't, it's gonna fall in this pool full of water. Pray for my boy in there. Wow, that's sad. The car was not fast enough, so it didn't make it. Look at that, though. The guy inside is literally chilling. Okay, now it's time for the third car on our list. And this time, it's this blue one made from 1,100 Lego bricks. On the very top, there's a rack where you can put a surfboard and this cooler with drinks and snacks inside. But let's enjoy this car while it's still together, because we're going to crash it. And since the guy from earlier survived the last crash, we're gonna use him again for this next one. So for this next test, I made 3 giant balloons full of water, and we're gonna see how many of them we can pop with the car. What the heck? The balloon actually saved the car. Let's try it again. Wow, I was not expecting that. The balloon is literally like an airbag. So I guess this is the first car to actually survive a challenge. Okay, this fourth Lego car I bought is also a very expensive car in the real world. And it's this red Ferrari made from 1,100 Lego pieces. And what are Ferraris known for? Being some of the fastest cars in the whole world. So for this next challenge, I'm gonna use a treadmill to test how fast it can actually go. Okay, so far it's moving, but this is the slowest setting, so now let's put it on the highest setting. Okay, this is the fastest setting now, but the car is still going, so let's see if it can handle another car. Wow, the car literally dodged it. Okay, go again. Okay, this fifth Lego set is a classic camper van, and it's made from 1,300 Lego pieces. It's got a rack on the top for luggage, and you can even remove the roof to see the inside, which has a small kitchen, and this dining room with 2 chairs, which can also be transformed into an actual bed. And now that we've looked at this set, it's time to simulate the next crash. So I then spent the entire next day building a giant ramp using base plates that go down my stairs, and we're gonna use this to launch the car. So at the very bottom of the stairs, I built 10 giant Lego walls protecting a crowd of people, and we're gonna see if the car can actually make it through all 10 layers.
3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, the whole front of the car is gone. It all went over there. Okay, well, I guess 10 layers wasn't enough to stop the car because it looks like a lot of the minifigs died. Okay, it's time for the next Lego car, but this time it's made from 1,300 pieces, and it's the actual car from the James Bond movies. And out of all the cars we've looked at, this one has the most play features. Like if you move the shifter, the headlights on the front will turn into guns, or if you rotate the exhaust pipe in the back, a bulletproof shield will block the rear window. And the best part is there's even an ejection seat. But for this next test, I'm gonna crash this car into a giant Lego skyscraper. And inside, I even built this luxurious looking apartment. So we're gonna see if the people inside survive. Okay, the front of the car got completely destroyed, and the top half of the building came off. But look at this, the apartment is completely fine, and the people are still sitting there. Okay, well now I have to clean all this up, so let's move on to the next round. Okay, we're now on our 7th Lego car, and this time it's a Lego DeLorean, which is the famous car from the Back to the Future movies. It has lots of working features, and this one's made from 1,800 Lego pieces. But for this next test, I built a massive jump with 4 Lego cars we made from earlier, and we're gonna see if the DeLorean can clear all 4 of them. Okay, so it actually broke before it even hit the ramp, but it still went over the car, so it counts. Also, this thing doesn't even look like a car anymore. Okay, on to the 8th Lego car on our list. And this time, it's this green truck, and it's made from 2,300 Lego pieces. There's a lot of things attached to it, like this rack, which can hold gas cans, and this small toolbox. There's even a winch on the front, which can pull things. And the truck works just like a real car, because when you turn the steering wheel, the front wheels also turn. And it even has a really good suspension system, which means we can take it off-roading and it can handle bumps. So for this next test, we're gonna simulate a lot of them, and to do that, I'm gonna use all these Lego bricks. Okay, the wheel came off, but it's still driving. Okay, wow, it actually survived all those bricks. But now let's see how fast this car can go. Okay, this is max speed. Okay, so I guess it can't handle that. Okay, we're now on the 9th Lego car on our list, but this time it's made from 2,000 Lego pieces, and it's a giant armored car from the Batman movies. It has 4 giant wheels in the back. There's also a cockpit inside with seats and computers, and surrounding the car are these bulletproof shields built at different angles to deflect bullets. So we're gonna put that to the test and simulate some actual bullets. Okay, only one small body panel came off, but aside from that, it actually survived that. And because this is one of the biggest Lego sets I bought, it should be able to plow through any obstacle we put in front of it. So let's test that theory by putting a Lego car in front of it. Okay, nice. I don't know what just happened, but one of the wheels came off. And finally, it's time for the biggest, most expensive Lego car on this list. And it's this giant green Lamborghini made from 3,700 Lego bricks. This was also the most expensive Lego set I bought for this video, because I paid $320 for it. Nice, now I can tell people I own a Lamborghini. Just not a real one. This Lego one. Also, this is probably the most advanced Lego set I've ever seen. Look how many gears move at the same time. Like, how does this even work? The doors on the car actually lift up, and there's even an adjustable spoiler on the back. But I want to test this car's durability, so for this next test, I'm going to launch the car off the top of the staircase. No way, it actually stayed together. Wow, I was not expecting that. The car didn't actually break, it just jiggled. And I'm not satisfied enough yet, so I have an idea for one final test. So this time, I'm gonna drive the car off this giant ledge, which we're gonna pretend is a cliff. This might be the most painful thing I've done, so let's just get it over with. Oh my gosh. Honestly, it's fixable, guys. Okay, so for the next test, we're gonna crash a Lamborghini in real life. Wow, I really built all these Lego cars just to destroy them. But at least we got good content out of it. Oh yeah, also the guy from earlier is now in the hospital, so please like to send a prayer. But subscribe, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Today, I'm gonna build a giant Lego planet, giving it thriving ecosystems and a massive civilization for people to live. So anyway, let the challenge begin. Now, once upon a time, there was a beautiful planet full of happy Lego minifigs. Until one day, a giant meteorite struck it, which means the people here now need a new place to live. No, don't die. CPR, CPR. But in order to get there, we first need to build them a giant spaceship that will transport all of them. And my plan is to build one with lots of seats, that way we can transport as many people as possible. So I built this one with 4 big rockets, an oxygen tank so people can breathe in space, and inside are seats for all the passengers. And now that the spaceship is finished, it's time for them to travel to their brand new planet. So let's load in all the passengers and send them off to space. But on the way, we need to watch out for anything that could attack our spaceship and put us in danger. Oh look, a shooting star. But after that long, treacherous journey, we've successfully made it to our brand new planet. And this one is way bigger than their last planet. Yeah, I know planets are supposed to be round, but if it was, I wouldn't be able to put Lego on it. Basically, it's flat and round at the same time. See, everybody can be happy now. And now that we've reached this new planet, it's time to land the spaceship and step foot on it for the very first time. That is one small step for plastic, one giant leap for Lego. Oh crap, it looks like this planet has no oxygen, so they're suffocating. So let's equip them with spacesuits. Okay, nice. Now they're ready to conquer this planet. Also, let's ignore the fact the yellow ones look naked. Okay, the first thing we need to build is a giant base with everything the people could need to survive on this new planet. So the first thing I built is this large facility where inside are long hallways full of sleeping pods for people to rest. And in the very middle, I even built this shared bathroom with 3 toilets and a sink. So yeah, not the best living conditions, but it's enough to survive for now. Okay, we're out of space, so we need to build on another side. But I take the building, so let's see if it stays. Okay, nice. Okay, the next important thing we need is food, because this planet clearly has none of it. So the next thing I built is this large facility that will produce and supply food. So first, I built this large greenhouse with a giant glass roof to let sunlight in. And inside are all different types of fruits and vegetables. Quick tip, you can use a minifig head as a melon. Now, once they're picked, they're then transferred to the second room where they're prepared and turned into real food that's ready to eat. So once that happens, it then goes into this third final room, which is this large cafeteria where the food can be served and eaten. Okay, and now that this planet has become more livable, it's time to increase the population and bring in more inhabitants. Nice. Now, in the middle of building, it looks like an entire army of aliens have pulled up, which means they probably own this planet. So to show that we're friendly, let's offer them gifts, that way they don't actually kill us. Okay, they've accepted our offering, which means we're free to continue building. Okay, now because this planet is so empty and boring, the people here are starting to become very sad and depressed, which means now we need to build them something that will make them happy again. So I made this large building with 4 different rooms inside, each with different activities, like this room with an indoor hot tub, or this room with an indoor movie theater. I also built this game room with arcade machines and a ping pong table, and this gym. That way people can exercise and stay healthy. Now, something this planet lacks is any form of nature, so my next plan is to build different biomes just like on Earth. Let's begin with a tropical rainforest, and the first thing it needs are plants. Nice, now we can actually have oxygen to breathe. So now the only thing left missing are animals. So we can rescue all the animals from the last planet and bring them back to their new home. Okay, that's the first biome. The next biome I'm gonna build is a desert. So I added cactuses, a small oasis with water, deadly animals, and this camel. And what's the opposite of a desert? The Arctic. So I built that too, and this time I added these giant ice spikes poking out of the ground. I also added some Arctic animals like this penguin, a polar bear, and the sea lion. Okay, the planet is halfway covered. This is the sketchiest thing I've ever built. How has this building not fallen yet? Another biome I want to build is a savanna. So I built this large grass field with trees and different animals, including this snake, this chicken, and this giant elephant. And for this final biome, I built a Lego swamp. So I added some native animals like these crocodiles, and I even added these mushrooms. What the heck? Okay, this planet's actually starting to look like Earth now. Now, the population of this planet is still very small, so the only way we're gonna be able to grow it now is if the people here fall in love with each other and make babies. So my next plan is to build a hospital to deliver them. So I went ahead and built one with 4 separate rooms that each serve a different purpose. This first room has a giant x-ray to scan for diseases. This one has a professional chiropractor that will help with any injuries you might have. I also built this emergency care room, and finally this baby delivery room. Nice. And now that the people here are having children, they need to be educated. So my next plan is to build a giant Lego school to send them to. Inside, there's 4 different rooms, including 2 classrooms. I even built this school its own science lab, a small library to study, and if the students get good grades, we can even reward them with some recess. Okay, let's add this to our planet. Oh my gosh, this is so sketchy. Now, because we just discovered this planet, we need to build a research center. That way we can make new scientific discoveries and learn new things about this planet. So inside this building, you'll find a laboratory to conduct experiments, a computer lab where we can store and collect all the data, a place to store everything we've discovered, and I even built a small land vehicle with a drill on the front. That way we can extract things from the ground and collect samples. Okay, time to add it. Okay, nice. Now, at this point, our planet is almost finished. There's one side left, guys. But we have very bad news, because the aliens from earlier have pulled up in their spaceship, because they've now changed their minds and want their planet back. So they're about to go to war with us. So in order to survive, we need to build a giant military base to defend ourselves. So I built this base with a giant wall surrounding it, and different rooms, including this one for storing weapons, a meeting room so we can plan our attack, and I even built this emergency survival shelter with beds and these crates full of food. And surrounding the base, I built watchtowers where we can position soldiers, and I even built this giant gun. And now that our base is finished, it's time to go to war. But first, let's see how durable our base is by attacking it. Okay, that did nothing, so now it's our turn to attack. Wow, now that those aliens are gone forever, our planet is finally at peace once and for all. So to celebrate the settlement of this planet, I built a giant monument of an astronaut holding a small replica of the planet. And I even built my very own custom flag, which will represent it. This thing actually looks so cool, guys. Definitely an upgrade from whatever that is. Let's see how fast we can spin it. No way. How did nothing fall? Subscribe, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Lego City, only place I wanna be. I be stacking all those bricks like it's ABC. I be running up a check like it's 1, 2, 3. Not on bag number 4, I'm on bag 15.
This is my table covered in Lego base plates, and in this video, I'm gonna challenge myself to transform this empty space into a massive Lego theme park with working rides and attractions. The challenge begins now. Okay, so before we lay down a single brick, we need inspiration to building this theme park. So my first logical step was to book a plane ticket to Florida and go to an actual real-life theme park that's literally made out of Lego. That's right. Legoland. I spent an entire day here doing rides, eating food, playing games, and almost anything you can possibly imagine. Ow, the Lego bricks are like poking my butt. But at the end of the day, I had taken enough notes and was satisfied with my experience. And the park is closing, so it's time to go back to the studio and get building. And now the time has come to add the first thing to our Lego theme park. What about a massive entrance where people can buy tickets and enter the park? Every theme park has one of these, like even Legoland did. I'm gonna start by building 3 ticket booths, and inside each one, I'm gonna put an employee that can sell tickets to customers. And once they buy a ticket, they can enter the park using these revolving doors that I built. And most importantly, every theme park needs a name. So what are we gonna name this theme park? After an hour of thinking, I thought of Hype World. It's kind of catchy, so we're gonna roll with it. But to make this sign look cool, I'm gonna build a miniature Earth using a sideways building technique, a tiny rocket, and a trail of fire using a bendable wall technique. And when you put the 3 together, it looks like a rocket that's launching into space. And there you go, now our sign looks really cool. As people wait in line to buy tickets, I'm gonna add 2 palm trees to provide shade, and in the very middle, I'm gonna build a luxurious looking fountain that people can toss coins into and make wishes. Worst case, if you can't afford a ticket, you can just grab money from here. And just like that, our park is ready for business, and it's time to add our first ride. What about a massive roller coaster we can put in the very back of the park? And thankfully, before this video, I ordered a bunch of track pieces, so we're gonna be chillin'. To make this roller coaster really extreme, I used a sideways building technique to add a 90-degree drop. Then to go on the tracks, I built 3 separate carts that can seat a minifig. And to make this roller coaster actually function like one, I'm gonna attempt to build a simple mechanism that will pull the carts to the top using this long chain, and also this motorized Lego piece which hooks up to a battery and can actually rotate. Okay, here we go. Oh, let's go, yes! Wow, at this point, I don't even have to manually push the cars to the top, it just goes on its own. But even at this point, the ride still feels a little boring, so I'm gonna add a spaceship, astronaut, and 3 different planets in different sizes throughout the ride to give it a cool outer space theme. Oh yeah, also, I added a camera that takes your picture on the ride. And just like that, our first ride for this theme park is completed, but we just started and we need to keep adding more rides. What about a Ferris wheel? I'm gonna put it on the left side of the park next to the roller coaster. I'm gonna add 4 passenger seats, then another motor to spin it, that way I don't have to. Okay, let's see if this works. Let's go! And there we go, now we have a second ride that can help bring even more people to the park. Nice. What about a ride where you sit in a chair and swing above the ground? I'm gonna start by adding a motor on the bottom of the ride that will rotate the swings, then a larger tower with lights, and I'm gonna use this round bar piece to connect 8 different chairs held up by chain pieces, and each one can seat a minifig. Okay, let's see if it works. Okay, wow, that spins really fast, but at least it works. And at this point, we have enough rides to where we can open the park to customers. So it's time to speed build some minifigs. And just like that, now they can come into the park, enjoy these rides, and we can get that ching-ching. But while these customers enjoy the rides, we need to keep making more of them. Another ride that I did at Legoland was this one that would randomly drop you. So what if we tried building one of these in Lego? To build it, I'm gonna make a vertical pole and a platform with 8 different seats that can go up and down. And to make it go up and down, I'm gonna use a string piece because I ran out of motors. It's time to torture these minifigs. During my time at Legoland, I also remember going to one of the many food stands throughout the park and copping some delicious food. So what if we made a few to add to our Lego theme park? That way the people at this theme park can eat. This first one is a hot dog stand, so now people can be munching on some delicious glizzies. This second one is an ice cream stand with 4 different flavors of ice cream. And this final stand I'm gonna build sells hot and fresh popcorn. But the best part about theme park food is that we can make it extremely overpriced and get tons of money. And just like that, now we're super rich and we have enough money to build the next ride. At Legoland, there were also a lot of driving rides, like this one where you go on an African wildlife safari. Whoa, look, there's a lion. Yeah, I think I'm a little too old for this ride, honestly. So what if we tried adding a driving themed ride to this park, like bumper carts? Hey you, build this Lego set for me right now. I'm gonna start by building 3 different bumper carts that can seat 3 different minifigs. Then in this empty spot of the park, I'm gonna build a large arena where they can go to battle. Fight! And there we go, we have another ride down. Okay, I just realized ever since we opened those food carts, people are eating and then going on the ride and throwing up. So the next thing we need to add to this theme park is a cleanup crew that can get rid of the mess. Clean up on aisle 5, please. And there you go, now they can get to work. Then I'm gonna add a bathroom to the theme park, that way if people do have to throw up, they can go here. When I was at Legoland, there were also lots of rides that involved water. So on this side of the theme park, I want to build a massive water slide for minifigs. I'm gonna go ahead and build a tower with 2 massive slides going down, and at the bottom of each ride, I'm gonna add a pool of water. No, like actual water, guys. Bruh. And now it's time to test each slide. Okay, slide number 1. And slide number 2.
Yes, sir.
And okay, that worked out pretty well. I also ordered these transparent round tube pieces, and if you connect them together, you can make one long tube. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it into another water slide. Okay, here we go. Nice. And just like that, we've now added a water park to our theme park. When I was at Legoland, I also tried carnival games, like this basketball one. And I've gotta say, I'm probably one of the best in the world. Are you guys watching? I got the J's on, so I'm gonna make this. Oh crap, my bad. We have one final empty section of the park left, so what if we fill it with carnival games? Starting with this first one that I've seen at theme parks, and pretty much you have to climb the top of this rotating ladder without falling off. Come on, make it. Let's go. Come on, come on. Yes! Let's go! Well done. Here you go. And next to that, I'm gonna build a basketball game where you can win 4 different prizes, including a PlayStation 5 and 2 basketball hoops. That way people can shoot some buckets. But obviously, it's a carnival game, so the chances of actually winning are extremely low. So unfortunately, this guy won't be getting his PlayStation. And the final carnival game I'm gonna build is the strength tester, where pretty much you hit this plate and you try to see how high you can make this piece go. Okay, and I think the carnival looks complete now. Now at this point, our theme park is almost completed, but it's time for a quick speed round of some final touches to add to it, including garbage bins, a few benches where people can sit down, several trees to add some nature to the park, security officers to make sure nobody commits an illegal building technique, and finally, like a lot of theme parks, I'm gonna add random mascots and people in costumes. And the final thing that every theme park needs is a merch shop. Legoland had one, and when I went inside, it was full of tons of different Lego sets and other Lego merchandise. Hey yo, this backpack low-key got that drip though.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna build a merch shop in this final empty section of the park, and just like that, now we can fill it with merch. Okay, so this shop sells mugs, hats, rubber ducks, water bottles, action figures, and t-shirts. And there you go, now we have a shop where people can buy souvenirs and get dripped up in merch to flex in front of their friends. And finally, after several days of traveling and even more days of building, our Lego theme park is finally completed. Woo! It is finally finished, people. Welcome to Hype World, the most hype place on the planet. Oh my gosh, this feels so good. I can finally go touch grass now, guys. Comment below where you want to see me go and build in Lego next. That way I have an excuse to go on vacation. And thank you for watching. See you later.
My heart's like a Lego set, please don't break it. I don't like mega blocks, please don't fake it. Everything is lit, yeah, everything is awesome. I build illegal tricks, yo, and we never stop it.
In this video, I'm going to be attempting and breaking world records using Lego. Let the challenge begin. Let's begin with minifigure world records, starting with the shortest Lego man. Okay, that's our first record set. And if you're wondering how I did that, I took a tube piece and threaded it between 2 Technic bricks. What about the Lego minifig with the tallest head, biggest head, and finally, the tiniest face? What about the world's widest Lego man? At this point, we're not even breaking world records, we're creating superpowers. What about the most dead Lego man, the most angry Lego man, and the most corny Lego man?
Bruh.
What about the Lego man with the most riz? Here's an ordinary Lego man, so let's give him a fresh cut, a varsity jacket, hat, and a pair of shades, that way he can look stylish. And finally, let's give him a phone so that he can slide into people's DMs. Now it's time to see the results. Oh my gosh, it's unspoken riz. You know what? Let me try this. Dang. Well that's kind of a bummer. I guess it didn't work. What about the world's most cold minifig, most sus minifig, most chicken minifig, and finally, the most clean minifig? It's Mr. Clean himself. What about the world's richest Lego minifig? Well, here's Batman because he's pretty rich. Here's a $100 Lego bill and multiply that by 1,000 and we have $100,000 in Lego money. On top of that, we're gonna give him some gold, diamonds, jewelry, rare NFTs that are also probably worth a lot of money, movie theater snacks because everyone knows those are overpriced, and finally, some Lego game currency. This is definitely every Lego minifig's biggest flex.
Wow.
This also feels really massaging for my hands. What about the world's tallest Lego minifig?
Bruh.
Nice, everyone's gonna be asking this guy now if he plays basketball. Nice. What about the most W Lego man? Wow, this guy really took that phrase quite literally. What about gaming world records? Here's a Lego Steve minifig from Minecraft, and we're gonna try to get him to beat a world record. What about the fastest time to beat Lego Minecraft? Timer begins now. Okay, grab that wood. Now get the stone. Okay, craft a sword now. Get an ender pearl from the enderman real quick. Okay, now light that portal, go through, and get that blaze rod. Okay, now you can craft the eyes of ender. Put it on the portal, and get the ender dragon. Go, go, quick, quick. Yes, that was such a clean speed run. I bet Dream would be so jealous right now. Speaking of video games, you need to prepare for Lego 2K Drive. It's an open world racing adventure game that drops on May 19th, and the developers let me play it early. You can collect and customize hundreds of different Lego vehicles. Oh, look at this car. Oh, crap. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry guys, sorry. Pick your driver, pick the most fresh looking whip, and pick your adventure because there's also several giant maps to explore with tons of things to discover and find. You can go on-roading, off-roading, or even boating in the water. And just when you thought that was cool, you can do it in style. Because there's hundreds of different races, side quests, and mini games you can find all around you. It's an open world game with unlimited things to do, so you get to choose your adventure and you'll never get bored. So May 19th, buckle your seatbelts and prepare for one of the most W Lego game experiences of all time. But speaking of racing, let's beat the world record for the fastest Lego car. Insert the cool drifting montage. Oh crap, the wheels came off. Okay, now it's time to ask you guys on Instagram what world records I should break, and we got a lot of responses. What about the most glizzies eaten in 1 minute? And by doing that, we also beat the world record for the biggest Lego man. What about the most scoops of ice cream in 1 cone? Well, each of these ice cream pieces has 4 scoops, so let's see how many we can stack. Okay, that's 19 pieces, so multiply that by 4, so that's 76 scoops of ice cream. Here's the world's tiniest Lego house. It's built on a 6x8 base plate, and it comes with a kitchen, dining room, bathroom with a shower, and a bed up on top. Here's the Lego man with the world's longest neck. Here's the biggest bird. And someone requested the most dangerous Lego things to step on, so I went ahead and grabbed the sharpest, pointiest Lego pieces I can find in my collection and made this. But the real question to answer is, does this really hurt? Ow! Oh. Yeah, that definitely did. I had to take it for the team, y'all. What about the fastest Lego builder? It's definitely gonna be Emmett because there's literally a whole movie about him being a master builder. But to put it to the test, I'm gonna have him build the 600-piece Lego set. Go! Wow, Emmett really is built different, guys.
Yes, sir.
What about animal world records? Like, for example, the creepiest Lego animal. And what's more creepy than a spider? And if you don't like the video, this will be under your bed tonight. So I then went to Petco to see what the other spiders think of him. Look, I brought you a little friend. Wow, that was really creepy, but to compensate, I'm gonna make the world's cutest Lego animal now. I think guinea pigs are pretty cute, so I built one in Lego. Yo, check it out, I made you in Lego. Wait, hold on, are you the guy from that G-Force movie? What about sport world records? Starting with the world's strongest Lego man. I'm gonna use Dwayne Johnson because he's pretty shredded. Let's see how he handles one dumbbell. Yeah, that was definitely light work. 2 dumbbells. 2 large dumbbells. Bench press. Let's add more weight. Now even more weight! Oh my gosh, the weights are so heavy that the bar's literally bending. And for the grand finale, can Dwayne Johnson lift a car? Yes, he can. Come on, don't give up on me now, Dwayne. It's about pride. It's about power. Okay, what about a house? Oh, I just realized there's balloons on top. Oh, okay, that's why he was able to lift it. What about the world's most powerful karate chop? Well, here's a ninja, but he's only a white belt, so first we need to train him and chop up some tiny boards. Ice! That was honestly so easy, and just like that, he's now become a black belt, and it's time to face the ultimate board to break, which is a 6x12 stud plate. Wow, this piece looks like chocolate that someone bit out of. What about the world's fastest Lego minifig? Well, here's a soccer player. And go! Wow, that was honestly super lame, but I have a better idea. Okay, I'm going 100. Is that a world record? What about the world's first Lego man to fly? If anyone can do it though, it's gonna be Buzz Lightyear. So I went to the dollar store and bought some Lego balloons.
I believe I can fly.
Goodbye, Buzz Lightyear. Oh wait, if you go to Mars, tell Elon Musk I said hi and that I want a free Tesla. Now, it is time for the final but most challenging world record to beat. I looked it up on the internet and apparently this guy built a 9,000 piece Lego Titanic set in just a little under 13 hours. So I'm gonna attempt to beat it. Step 1, go to the Lego store and blow $680 into my bank account to buy one of these. It was so heavy, I literally had to drag it through the mall back to my car. But when I brought it back to the studio, it was go time. This set had 46 bags and 719 pages worth of instructions. So I was obviously very nervous, but I knew I was gonna do everything in my power to take that juicy W. So the timer began. Okay, bag 1 completed. 4, 10, 12 bags. The biggest Lego set I've ever bought wasn't even half the size of this one. So I didn't really realize what I was getting myself into. Okay, we're a third the way done and we're at 3 hours. And obviously I'm a normal human being, so I was taking a few breaks to use the bathroom and go eat. The day was ending and the sun had already set, and after non-stop grinding, we had a result. I seriously can't believe we actually beat that guy's time. And now it feels good because I can go touch grass. But after building this set, I just realized it's so big, where am I gonna honestly put it? Oh crap. I mean, it is accurate because I mean it did sink in real life, so. Comment your favorite world record. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. In this video, I'm gonna test over 50 secret illegal ways to build in Lego that you probably never knew were possible. Anyway, let's go. Okay, now what's the entire point of Lego? To build things, right? But what if I told you there's actually secret ways to build in Lego that Lego has never told anyone or never intended? Okay, for this first trick, you can take a plate and stick it between the studs on another plate. And this is illegal because if you do it enough times, the plate will literally bend. But there's different things you can build with this trick, like a ladder. Or you can build a house that looks like it's still being built. Dang, what Lego set is bro building? You can also build police sirens. I also built a simple work table to put tools on. You can also build a waterfall like this one, where I'm able to put bubbles on the side, that way it looks like the water's actually flowing. And for my favorite hack, you can use this trick to build the walls of a house, that way you don't need to use so many bricks. You can also build a giant spoiler for a car. Okay, now if you've built a Lego wall long enough, you'll notice that it can actually bend. So for these next illegal tricks, we're gonna try building crazy Lego shapes. How about a triangle? Okay, here we go. Nope. Let's try that one more time. Oh my gosh, no way. Yes! This is a normal Lego square, but what if we added an extra side to it and turned it into a pentagon? Nice. This is actually so satisfying. Now, what's the whole point of a Lego piece? To be connected to something, right? But what if we were savage and didn't do that? So for this next trick, it's taking Lego pieces and not connecting them all the way. Now, this is actually really strapped because you can use this to do some really cool things. Like, I built an archway for a gate. I also used this trick to build a curved wall for a garden. Or just for fun, you can build your very own Lego circle. Wow, that was actually so satisfying. For these next illegal tricks, we're gonna find ways to put Lego pieces on the opposite way. This first method uses 2 flower pieces. They fit perfectly between 2 bricks. You can make 2 plates face the opposite way if you shove 2 coin pieces between them. For this method, I'm connecting 2 plates using the stick on a lever piece. You can also use Technic pieces, like these pins, or this longer axle that can connect 2 1x1 pieces. For this method, I'm using 2 tiny slopes, and for this method, I'm using 2 panels and I'm squeezing them between the studs on a plate. And for my favorite method, I'm using 2 glass window panels. And these tricks are actually really helpful. Like, I used them to build a round bathtub for a minifig, and I also made this modern looking table. For this next trick, you can take a plate with a clip, and it actually fits inside of a round plate. So if you keep doing this on every corner, it has an interesting shape. So now I can use this as a ninja star. I also used it to build a Lego drone. For this next illegal trick, you can put a tile piece inside of another tile. I took these tiles that look like triangles, and I built a very fancy abstract piece of art that looks like something that could go in a museum and sell for millions of dollars. Also, it looks like a Fortnite build battle. I used this trick to build a towel and make it look like it's hanging off a table. I also made this small bench, and I also put them on the bottom of this chair for legs. Okay, there's a lot of secret illegal tricks you can do with plants. For this first illegal trick, you can take leaf pieces and overlap them with each other. And this trick is very satisfying, so if you do it enough times, you can make a giant pine tree. If you take a default Lego bush and shove pieces into it, it looks like there's fruit growing on it. If you take a Lego gear, you can put a plant inside of it and it turns into a pot. Or if you have a Lego horn like this, you'll notice that the tip is very thin. So thin, you can actually put it in the tiny tube underneath a plate. Now it's been turned into a tiny looking plant. If you take a Lego brick, you can actually flip it upside down and you can fill in the empty spaces with plants. If you break off the bottom piece of this lever, you can attach it to a flower and now it makes the flower look bigger. Okay, this next trick is extremely illegal because if you have scissors, you can cut the tiny leaf pieces off of this piece. You can use it as a cool decoration for a hat, or you can put it on the bottom of a plate and it kind of looks like a small sailboat. For this next illegal trick, you can put a clip piece inside of a clip. So if you have a palm tree leaf, you can actually stand it up and it turns into a bush. For these next illegal tricks, we're gonna look at things you can do with car tires. If you have small tires, a stud actually fits perfectly inside of it. So if you attach this to the end of a bar, your minifig is now a gym bro because it looks like a giant weight. If you have a larger tire piece, it actually fits perfectly around a 2x2 round brick. So it makes a really cool looking pot for a plant. You can also use this trick to build a giant speaker for a party. If you want to turn a sword into a lightsaber, all you need to do is take some transparent bricks and put them over the blade. Now you have the at-home version of a lightsaber. If you put a sword between the leg and torso piece of a minifig, it actually looks like the sword is going through him. You can also put a sword through the ribcage of a skeleton to make it look like this guy died in battle. And for this next illegal trick, this one's actually really satisfying, but you can put a sword inside of a round brick and it makes an interesting display item. For this next illegal trick, you can take any transparent bricks and you can use them as display cases to put tiny Lego items that fit inside. You can display ancient weapons, guns, a tiny ring, or a rare Charizard Pokemon card. If you have a satellite dish, you can turn it into a different type of dish. So simply flip it upside down and it becomes a dish for food. If you flip a white stud upside down and place it on top of a coffee mug, it looks like there's a drink with cream in it. This next trick is very illegal because if you remove the helmet off a Lego Stormtrooper and place it upside down, it turns into a toilet. Definitely wouldn't want to put the helmet back on my head. This is a Lego coin piece and it's super weird because there's literally no way to connect it to anything. But I discovered if you take 2 of them, it actually fits in the hand of a minifig. If you take the arm off a skeleton, you can use it to build a lamp. This is a Lego whip piece, and there's a small spot on the tip to connect things, so if you put a fish on it, it's now turned into a fishing rod. For this next illegal trick, you can take the handle off a bucket, and you can shove it into a 1x2 brick, and now it becomes a luxurious looking handbag, or you can use it for a drawer handle. For this next secret trick, if you take a rollerblade, you'll find that the tiny wheels can actually connect to things. So I built this tiny looking robot. If you have a Lego torch piece like this, you can flip it upside down and use it as a tripod for a camera. camera. Or if you have a tiny bar piece, you can use it as one of those smaller tripods that vloggers always use. Okay, fun fact, but a Lego brick and a plate fit perfectly on the front of a minifig hand. So using that trick, I built a simple shield using basic parts. Also, if you remove the legs off a minifig, you can replace one leg with a square brick, another with a round brick, and just like that, that's the DIY way of building a Lego pirate leg. Okay, now when you buy a Lego Harry Potter set, they give you these wands, but they come together in this interesting looking mold. But don't remove them yet, because you can use them for some interesting builds. Like, you can use it to build the back of a chair. If you have an instruction booklet you don't need, you can rip off some of the paper, crumple it, and use it as realistic looking trash. Oh wait, is that sacred? Oh, never mind, sorry. If you look at the bottom of a plate, you'll notice tiny holes, but you can still fit pieces inside of them like flames. So I built this small fire pit. This is a Lego window that looks like it's made from wood. It almost looks like a chopping board or a tray to serve food. If you have a larger window piece like this one, you can turn it into one of those futuristic computers you see from the movies. There's a lot of secret tricks you can do with minifig parts. Like if you detach a minifig's legs, you'll notice they have an interesting shape, so I use them to build the armrest of a couch. Minifig hands are another very useful piece. Like I used one to build the faucet of a sink. If you clip a hand to a small plate, it looks like a walkie-talkie. Or you can attach hands on a pole and it turns into a working hat rack that can actually hang hats. Or you can use it to connect two pieces together, like a diamond on the end of a staff. And for these last illegal building tricks, there's a lot of things you can do with food, like ice cream. Now, ice cream can actually stack on top of each other. So you can use ice cream to add smoke to a build, like the smoke coming out of this train. Or if you put a round brick on top, it can move around in different directions. So I used two ice cream pieces to make these palm trees lean over like they're being blown in the wind. If you have a chicken egg, you can flip it upside down, put a small plant piece inside, and the egg has turned into a pot. And these last few tricks involve a hot dog, and I actually thought of a lot of them, like building the stand of a television. I also used a hot dog to build a lamp, those rope barriers that you see in a museum. And for this final trick, I discovered that the tip of a hot dog can fit on the bottom of a plate, so I used it to build this relaxing bench you'd find in a park. Wow, after all those illegal tricks, the cops have pulled up and we have a 5-star wanted level. Subscribe or your next haircut will look like this. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one.
On my minifigs, put your place against up in the air. We be cruising to the city like we just don't care. We be running up there like our money like an ATM. I be dripping with the Lego watch, catch me with the bands.
In this video, I'm gonna build a massive Lego airport full of several different planes. And along the way, I'm gonna be putting each plane to the test by simulating different crashes with them. So anyway, let's go. Now, once upon a time, there was a tiny Lego town in the middle of nowhere. But the town is so lame and depressing that we need to build an airport, that way the people can go on vacation. So I went ahead and built this Lego town, its very first airplane. Inside, you'll find a large cockpit to seat 2 pilots, several seats to fit as many passengers as possible, a flight attendant to serve drinks, and a bathroom. And now the citizens are excited so they can board the plane and we can take off to our first destination. But on our way, our plane ran out of fuel and it looks like we're gonna have to crash. So for our first emergency landing spot, I built this giant iceberg in the middle of the Arctic Ocean. Dang, well, that was a lot of turbulence, so hopefully our passengers had their seatbelts on for that. Now, while we wait for this plane to get fixed, it's time to build an official Lego airport to go in our Lego town. Okay, the planes take up a lot of space, so this airport's actually gonna be massive. Okay, I want this airport to have all the essential things that an airport in real life would have. So when you arrive, you first enter this lobby where you get your tickets and check your baggage, which goes on this assembly belt and onto this car outside, which then gets transported to your plane. You'll then be required to go through the security checkpoint, where you'll be searched for any weapons or illegal building techniques. Okay, attention everyone, all bricks, accessories, torsos, and leg pieces in the tray table right now. And finally, once you're done with that, you enter this gate where you can sit down, relax, and wait for your plane. Outside the airport, I built this large runway for planes to take off and land, and an air traffic control tower to signal planes when to go. Okay, so far the airport's looking pretty good. We got the plane back from earlier, but I want to keep adding more to build a giant collection of them at the end. So now it's time to build the next Lego plane to add to this airport. So I searched the internet and bought this 300-piece passenger plane. But this one is special because I added a premium first-class seating area with a seat that turns into a bed, a TV, and you get a personal assistant to serve you gourmet meals. Now it's time for our next flight, so we can let the passengers board and pay for their tickets. But For this next flight, we're gonna need to watch a quick video about airline safety, because we're definitely gonna need to know about it after this next crash. So I'm gonna simulate this one in a large open desert full of sand. Wow, the sand actually cushioned the impact, and it looks like the passengers are still in their seats. Okay, before we build our next plane, we need to make our airport bigger. And we still have more space to build, so I'm gonna add a couple new things to it. For people who want to eat while they wait for their flight, I built this small Lego pizza restaurant that serves hot, fresh, delicious pizza. And I also built this small children's playground with obstacles and a slide. That way parents can let their kids play while they wait for their plane. And now that we've upgraded our Lego airport, it's time to build the next plane to add to it. But this one is special because it's only designed to transport large cargo in and out of our Lego town. So now we can supply our town with more vegetables, meat products, building materials, and medical supplies. So it's time to take off to go retrieve them and bring them back to our Lego town. But on the way, let's simulate our next crash. So I built this large forest full of trees. Wow, that is so much less oxygen on the planet. Okay, we need to keep extending the airport and making it bigger. That way we can accommodate more airplanes. This next part of the airport I'm gonna build is an international terminal for foreign travelers coming in from other Lego countries. So I built this immigration check where minifigs are required to present their passports to make sure they're legally eligible to enter the country. Any illegal immigrants will be deported. I also built this currency exchange booth where foreigners can trade between any form of Lego payment. And finally, I also built this small travel shop to buy souvenirs. And now that our airport is larger, we can build the next plane to add to it. So it's time to introduce our first Lego City airline plane, which allows direct flights back and forth from Lego City. So it's time to board our passengers and head to our next destination. And while we do that, I'm gonna simulate the next plane crash. So I built this small farm in the middle of the country with lots of different farm animals and this large red barn. Crap, it ripped through the entire barn. Okay, a lot of chickens died. The cows are still alive though. The plane just crashed and they're still smiling. Okay, we have one final space in our airport to build. So I'm gonna turn this area into a luxurious private lounge. And the only people allowed in here are the most elite VIP airline members. Inside you'll find massage chairs, a private dining area, and a highly trained chef that will cook any dish you request. Wow, this place looks so fancy and expensive. I can just feel the richness right now. Our airport is almost complete, but we have one final space for one more plane, so the time has come to bring it in. What the heck is this small goofy plane? No, not this one either, it's too big. Okay, nice. For all the rich and famous travelers, I built the biggest plane yet, which is this private jet. And inside you'll find luxurious chairs, a dining table, TV, a private bedroom, and a private bathroom with a shower. Yes! Let's freaking go. The airport is finally done. Look at all the planes we've collected. And with all of these planes complete, we're gonna destroy each and every one of them in a final speed round of crashes. For this first crash, I built this large bridge full of cars. Okay, that's the first plane down, 4 more to go. I also built this giant pyramid using thousands of tiny bricks. And this floating cargo ship armed with guards carrying several large crates. And for this final crash, I want to see what happens when you fly 2 planes into each other. Whoa, look, the pilots are still alive. After all these crashes, I think we've proven that you should never get on a Lego airline flight. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one.
Stack it up, add it up, stack it up, add it up, stack the bricks, stack quick, let it click, you know I'm
This is a tiny hamster, but today I'm gonna build him several massive Lego mazes with different obstacles and challenges along the way. So let the adventure begin. Let's begin by introducing the main character of this story, which is my new pet hamster. And I'm gonna name him Chip, which is one of my favorite cartoon characters. He also kind of looks like him. But before he begins the maze, we need him to complete a simple training exercise in order to prove that he's the chosen one. So I quickly speed built a tiny Lego course with a few obstacles. Now it's time to test his skills. Go. Come on, soldier, let's go. You must prove that you're worthy. Okay, he completed that training exercise with no problem, so that means that he's truly the chosen one. So it's time to begin his mission and build the Lego maze. There's gonna be 6 different stages throughout this video, with each one getting harder, and if he can complete all of them, I have a special reward at the end. Starting with level 1, and this is gonna be the easiest maze of them all. The objective is to start from the outside and make it to the very middle, where I left some of Chip's favorite snacks. And off he goes. I'm curious to see which path he takes. Let's go, good job. Oh wait, what are you doing? No, you can't climb over that. That's cheating. Okay, I just realized the walls aren't tall enough and he's jumping over them, so I'm gonna try to make them a little bit taller. Okay, let's try that again. I'm already noticing that Chip's really good at fitting into tight spaces, and his sense of smell is really accurate because he's able to pinpoint where the food is. Okay, now he's munching down and he successfully completed level 1, but it's only gonna get harder from here. So for level 2, I went onto my computer to order Lego pieces. Okay, the second stage of our maze is now gonna include some simple and easy obstacles, like a giant ball pit full of studs, this forest full of spiders, these wrecking balls, this net, even more obstacles, and again, I have his favorite snacks at the end because he's a hungry boy. So now, commence the next round.
And the adventure for Chip begins as he is now off to the maze. He starts off strong, quickly squeezing his way through the tiny obstacles. He stops to play with the wrecking balls and shortly continues over the treacherous nets and through the final few obstacles before shortly reaching the finishing line, where he is rewarded by some delicious and tasty nuts.
Okay, and he completed stage 2 with no problem. So now here's a tube for him to travel to his next destination. And while he does that, I'm gonna go ahead and cook up the maze for level 3. So for this challenge, Chip's gonna have to make his way through this heavily fortified military base armed with 10 guards, starting on this side and ending at this finish line. But to make the challenge a little harder, he's gonna have to complete this obstacle course with a hamster ball. There's a few obstacles he's gonna have to clear, like this gate, these cars, and I built a working mechanism that will blow up this wall with TNT so he can get through. The challenge begins now. Now this hamster ball is so large that it basically destroys everything in its way. And to make sure he could get past the wall, I built it out of loose pieces. And it's the final stretch to the finish line. Wow, those ops had nothing on him. And for completing that so easily, we're gonna need to make this next level even more difficult. We need a way to transport Chip to the next level. So I quickly brought back my childhood and built Thomas the Train in Lego. So now Chip can hop aboard the train and we can go to the next stage of our journey. On our way, we might as well grab some quick snacks, so I built this tiny train station with some of his favorite treats. I got black, I got white, what you want? Dang, bro is stuffing his cheeks. Okay, while he's doing that, let's get building on the next maze. And this one's gonna require a lot of pieces, so I quickly speed ran to the Lego store to cop some building materials. For this next challenge, I'm gonna build a massive Egyptian pyramid in Lego. I just realized, but this pyramid's looking kinda sus. And inside of it, I'm gonna build separate levels with different obstacles that Chip's gonna have to maneuver around. On the bottom floor, I'm gonna add a pit full of snakes, a room full of spikes, and this giant pit of baby spiders with one giant mama spider that's gonna protect them. I used an illegal building technique to build this platform, and basically when you step on it, these spikes come out of the wall. And for the second floor, I'm gonna build a room full of chains that come off the ceiling and the walls. Okay, so the obstacle course is gonna begin at the top, and then Chip's gonna have to work his way down to the exit here. So can he successfully complete it? Let the challenge begin. Okay, starting on the second level, and I left a hole at the end for him to squeeze through. Okay, let's go. He's made it down to the first floor, and I don't know why, but while he could have just crawled over the spider, he decided to go underneath it. So I guess he gets bonus points for that. Uh-oh, watch out for the spikes. Yeah, he is very fluffy, so his fur deflected that. And it looks like he finished that obstacle course in only a few minutes. You're literally him. Now, to get to the next stage of our maze, I built this miniature Lego city that Chip is gonna journey his way through. For the next maze, what if we built one of those obstacle courses like in Wipeout? I want to build obstacles that actually move, so we're gonna need some Lego motors. And because these obstacles will move, they're gonna be a lot trickier to build. Nice, that's satisfying. But this is gonna look really good when it's done. Okay, everything's built, now it's time to turn it on. Ooh, let's go, that's fire. Okay, so this course has rotating bars. Part of the floor actually moves, and I built this random thing that looks like one of those doors in the mall. So now it's time to put it to the test. Okay, go. Good job. Whoa, he's quick. Wow, maybe I should have named him Flash and not Chip, because that was insanely fast. The fastest round yet, actually. But that's a level complete, and on we go. But before Chip takes on the final part of our maze, he needs to train and go beast mode. So I use these round and normal Lego bricks to build this bendable wall to form this giant hamster wheel. So now, insert the hype training montage. Oh crap, he broke it. Well, I'm no engineer, but I mean, I did spend like 3 hours trying to build that, so I tried, guys. And now that Chip has completed his training, it's time to build the final, most challenging maze of them all. Okay, the obstacle course is complete, but what I didn't tell you guys is that this maze actually goes vertical. This looks like one of those 2D Mario games. This is by far the most challenging obstacle course because not only does this have the most obstacles, but this course is gonna test all of Chip's abilities. So the challenge is to start on the bottom and make it to the very top. And with that said, the challenge begins now. Okay, in he goes. He's committed now. Okay, the first couple levels are gonna test if he can squeeze into tight spaces. Okay, he's cleared that, so the next challenge is to get across these jumps. Each one gets further apart. Okay, next level up, this one is a balancing beam. Whoa, careful, that was close. And above that, this one's actually really challenging. He's gonna have to maneuver between these tiny gaps. Okay, for this part, he's gonna have to work his way up and down these platforms. Come on, you got it. Wow, I'm impressed how flexible he is. Okay, now up the staircase. This one looks like a stock graph. And here he goes, the final few obstacles. And let's go! He did it! Guys, look what he just came up. That's actually insane. And now that his journey is complete, it's time to celebrate. So to reward him, I'm gonna build him a dream hamster home in Lego. I'm gonna start by building the outside, and I want this thing to look really modern and bougie looking. Okay, there's 2 separate rooms, and I built this custom Lego tube with glass pieces. That way he can go between them. Now it's time to customize the inside. So for the first room, I'm gonna build a dream living room with a home entertainment system, and I literally used my iPhone for a TV screen. And for the second room, I'm gonna build a luxurious kitchen where Chip will have his very own personal chef to prepare the finest gourmet dishes. Dang, who let bro cook? Okay, for real though, I think the house is ready for the hamster. Welcome to your new home. I don't think he realized this, but you actually have a better home than an average human. Look, he's even using the tube. I think he really likes this house, guys. Wait, what is bro watching right now? Oh, dang. You think it on risen her up? Leave a comment if you want to see him in more videos. Thank you for joining me. Have a blessed day.
Stack it up, stack the bricks, call me amethyst, I'm quick. I'm a different, yeah, we land. I feel like a minifig, like a minifig.
In this video, I'm gonna be buying, reviewing, and destroying some of the 5 biggest Lego sets to exist right now. Let the challenge begin. Okay, so for the past couple of years, Lego's been making some ridiculously large and expensive Lego sets, but the only people who can buy these are rich adults who put them on display and never play with them. So as a Lego YouTuber, I'm gonna buy these sets and test them to see if they're really worth it. It's time to buy our first Lego set, so I made a quick speed run to the Lego store.
It's gonna be $681.93.
I got you, boss.
Bruh.
I then copped it and brought it to the crib. What the heck? This is the Lego Eiffel Tower. It's currently the 2nd largest Lego set in the world, and it's time to open the box. What the heck? How did I get a bruise from doing that? And this set comes with a whopping 10,001 Lego pieces. But obviously, before we can destroy any of these sets, we have to build them first. So it's time to whip out my master building Emmett skills and get this thing cooked up. Even Ratatouille's got nothing on me. No way, the set uses glizzies. And after grinding all day, this French piece of architecture was finally completed. Okay, well that took a good 15 hours, and the set is almost 5 feet tall, which is almost as tall as I am. And with how intricate and detailed this set is, it doesn't look very secure. So let's see what happens if we try simulating an earthquake. Oh my gosh, it's like a noodle. Okay, now I'm gonna take it outside and simulate a flood. Okay, and it looks like that broke off the top of the Eiffel Tower. Now, I just realized, because the Eiffel Tower is French, for this next test, what if we hit it with a French baguette? And yes, I did have an actual French person tell me to do this. Okay, well, I guess it did the same thing. It broke off the top again. And for this final round, I bought a bunch of random fireworks, and we're gonna see what kind of damage we can make. Okay, that literally did nothing, so what if we do 100 of them? Okay, here we go. Okay, that still did nothing, but it made everything really dirty. Also, please don't do that at home. Another giant Lego set I found at the Lego store was this Marvel Hulkbuster. So let's cop it and bring it to the crib. Alright, let's see how long this set takes me to build. This set has 4,049 pieces and costed $550. It's got 25 separate bags and 3 massive instruction booklets. So this is gonna take a thick minute to build. Hey yo, that piece looking kinda sus though. This is also the biggest Lego Marvel set you can buy right now. And after spending an entire day of speed building the set, we had a finished product. Dang, he looks like one of those anime characters that's about to unleash their true power. And that took 12 hours to build. This Hulkbuster has shiny gold armor. It lights up, which is also pretty lit, and its arms can actually move. And when you open up its helmet, there's actually a lot of space inside to put things. Wow, this set is a great drink holder. Now, because these Hulkbusters are massive suits of armor, surely they're gonna be indestructible. What would happen if a Lego minifig punched it? Yeah, that did pretty much nothing. What if I shot it with a Nerf gun? Uh-oh, we blew a hole through his chest. In almost every superhero movie, the villain will throw a car. So what if I threw a Lego car at it? Uh-oh, that destroyed a little bit of his armor. What if I brought it outside and hit it with a real car? Wow, well that completely destroyed his legs. What if I put him in my car and then took him on a ride? Oh yeah, his leg came off. But I'm still really mad that I spent $500 on this, so I'm gonna unleash my anger by punching it. That's what you get for being $500. Another Lego set on my list is this massive Lego Millennium Falcon from Star Wars. Let's buy it. This set costed a whopping $850 and is made from 7,541 pieces. Whoa, this has got to be the biggest instruction booklet I've ever seen. So now it's time to take the pieces out of the box and spend a day building this thing. I looked it up, and apparently on the Guinness Book of World Records website, the fastest time for building this was 10 hours and 21 minutes. So I'm gonna see if I can beat that. Wow, well that took me 17 hours, so I tried, guys. Now this Millennium Falcon is extremely massive and heavy. It has tiny details, a moving door, cockpit, and a bunch of minifigs like this Chewbacca with a working crossbow. Okay, it says to grab it by the bottom and not by the edges. What if I don't do that though? Yeah. Don't do that. Now, since the Millennium Falcon is meant to fly through the galaxy, what if a giant meteor from the sky came and hit it? So I built this very colorful ball in Lego. Okay, that actually held up surprisingly well. I'm honestly pretty impressed by the set, but I'm disappointed because it can't fly like in the movie. But I think I actually have a solution to making it work. Oh my gosh, let's freaking go, we got it. Oh my gosh, it's flying. Whoa, 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 stop, what is... Oh my gosh, it's gonna break. Oh! You know what? I'm actually impressed this hasn't fallen. Okay, that was some good training, so now it's time for it to fly by itself. Bruh. Dang, what a piece of junk, bruh. It's time to unbox and build our next Lego set. I searched the internet for the biggest Lego car I could find and found this one. It's a Lego Technic Ferrari Daytona SP3, and this one is made from 3,778 pieces. So now it's time for many painful hours of trying to put this together. And not only is Ferrari an expensive car brand, but this Lego set was also really expensive because it costed $400. Whoever designed this needs a pay raise. Like, look how complex this thing is. This car uses Technic pieces, which is a lot different than normal Lego, but much more durable and strong, which means this car might actually be pretty hard to break. And after 12 hours of building, the Ferrari was finished.
Yes, sir.
It comes with luxurious butterfly doors, a working steering wheel, and a lot of other movable features like a working suspension system. Let's see how bouncy it is. Oh crap, the back came off. So basically, this car is really complicated. Look how cool this is. The gears literally move the wheels. But like all cars, it needs to be able to handle some light crashes. So I built this testing dummy to add inside, and now we're gonna put it to the test. Okay, test one. Holy crap, that was impressively bouncy. Now it's time to take this to another level, so I spent the next few hours building this massive ramp made from base plates that goes down my staircase, and at the bottom is a Lego man living in his peaceful home that looks like something a 5-year-old built. Okay, here we go. Okay, that ended up hitting my camera and not the house, so let's try that again. What the heck? That Ferrari literally bodied that house and made it fly through the air. And it looks like our dummy is still chilling in there. Another Lego set on my list is the Titanic. And I actually built it in a few videos back, and it's still put together chilling in my room, so we're gonna do some tests with it. Like, can we get it to float? Okay, here we go. Come on, float. Yeah, it's tipping. Uh-oh. Now it's breaking apart. No, we can't. Well, at least it's movie accurate. But I already sunk this Titanic in an older video, so there's another test we're gonna try. I wanna see how it can hold up to a giant iceberg. Wow, that was surprisingly pretty durable. Oh yeah, I forgot, I left a minifig in there. Now before we look at the world's biggest Lego set, here's a quick speed round of some of the world's tiniest Lego sets I found on the internet for only a few dollars each. This first one is made from 22 pieces and is a barbecue stand of a guy cooking up some bussin' chicken. The second one is made from 16 pieces and it's a farm guy that comes with a dog and a pig. This third one comes with 19 pieces and it's a construction guy that comes with a working concrete mixer. This fourth one comes with 17 pieces and it's a British soldier with a rack of random weapons for him to use. And this final set has 43 pieces and it's a tiny car that can fit one passenger and it kind of looks like a smart car. Wow, that's a very fresh looking whip. And now, it is time for me to unbox the biggest Lego set to exist. This one costed $250 and goes by the name World Map. Yo, Lego needs to chill. Look how many studs this set has. Yep, that's right. Out of the 11,695 pieces that this set has, 10,737 of them are studs. And I'm about to do something that might hurt to watch because I'm gonna combine all the colors together. Okay, low-key though, that is pretty satisfying, not gonna lie. Oh, this is so massaging. And in this Lego set, they're supposed to act as pixels to a giant Lego image we're gonna build. Okay, that's one down, 38 more to go. And this image is a massive map of the entire world. And I'm gonna be honest, but this was the most robotic Lego set I've ever built. Like, my one job was literally to keep laying studs on a base plate. Okay, it's 2 a.m., so I'm gonna go to bed and finish this in the morning. So after a full day of very tedious building, our map was finally finished. Oh my gosh, it's done! Yes! Looks like this one took me 9 hours to build. The set comes with these tiny pins you can put on the map to mark where you've been, and it also comes with this very thick brick separator that can peel off 7 studs in one go. You're actually supposed to hang this up like a picture on the wall, but that's something that NPCs do, so I'm gonna destroy it like a cool person. I just realized that this Earth is flat, so let's have it go to battle with my other Lego Earth, which is round. Wow, the round Earth took hardly any damage. Okay, and it looks like the flat Earth got absolutely destroyed, so the round Earth won. I'm also a black belt in karate, so what if I tried headbutting it? And finally, what happens if I put it in the doorway and run straight through it? Yeah, so that pretty much broke it in half. Well, after destroying all these Lego sets, it looks like I'm gonna have to put these back together. Yeah, this was definitely one of the most painful videos I've ever done. Please give this video a like. I have an 8-minute bonus gaming video for the new Lego 2K Drive game, so click the link in the description to see it. Thank you guys for watching, I'll see you later. In this video, we're gonna be looking at over 40 easy, satisfying, dumb, and fun things you can do with Lego when you're bored. Let's go. Okay, it's summertime, which means a lot of people are probably out of school right now and have nothing to do, but don't worry, because I have a lot of ideas for y'all. The first thing you can do is make satisfying items that you can fidget with. This first one I built is a cube, and it has a spinning wheel with a knob on it that you can rotate, 3 interlocking gears, another spinning feature, and some buttons you can press that use these rubber Technic pieces. And finally, even more rotating pieces. You can also build spinners like this tiny one that uses transparent studs. Or you can build this one that's made from 4 pieces, and it literally uses a saw blade. Let's see if this can cut through paper. Okay, that took like 50 attempts, but yes we can. Another satisfying thing is taking a long Technic pole and sliding a bunch of these hollow cylinders through it. Or you can make a button by taking one of these rubber spring pieces and attaching it to the bottom of a hole that you put a large cylinder on top of. And just like that, you can start pressing it. This next item uses 4 pieces, and it uses a satisfying sliding mechanism. This next one I randomly came up with. Pretty much it's a rotating bar that you can spin between your fingers. This next item requires some sort of string or chain, and pretty much you can make some mini nunchucks you can spin around your hand, and it's kind of satisfying. You can also take a tiny box, fill it with studs, then when you tilt it, you can watch the studs move around. You can also build another satisfying mechanism that does this. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh, this is so satisfying. Oh yeah. Yeah! In almost every store I go to, I see these fidget toys, and pretty much they're a bunch of random bubbles that you're supposed to pop with your fingers. So I'm gonna remake one of these with Lego and see if these things are as good as people say or if they're overrated. Oh wow, that's kind of nice. I can see why people like these, honestly. Another popular item I see are these pin art boards, and pretty much you can put any object underneath them, and the pins will form into the shape of the object. So I'm gonna make one in Lego. For the boards, I'm gonna use these Technic bricks, and inside each hole, I'm gonna put one of these pins. Okay, here we go. Wow, look at how perfectly flush that is. Oh my gosh! Oh, this is so nice! I could do this for hours. And finally, I built one more mechanism using these long Technic pieces, and let's see what it does. Okay, here we go. Wow, I love science. Another thing you can do when you're bored is mess around with your Lego sets. The first thing you can do is upgrade them. Here's a $5 Lego Minecraft set that's made from 45 pieces, but I'm gonna unleash my inner master builder because I'm gonna improve this set by making it look more like a cave, and I'm even gonna add a few features like a waterfall. And also the diamond block still explodes. Another thing you can do with Lego sets is add things to them. This next Lego set I bought costed $60 and it has 808 pieces. Pretty much it's a tiny house with a family living in it, and there's even an interior. But I'm gonna channel my inner Emmett because I'm gonna add even more stuff to this house, like a garage on the side with a working door. We can also add a car to go inside, and I'm also gonna add a basketball hoop so we can score some threes, a sidewalk, skateboard, and finally I'm gonna build a custom tree to add on the side of the house. Nice, this house is looking so much better now. Also, when you finish a Lego set, you're given a bunch of extra pieces, and another thing you can do is try to build things with them. Like I made these potted plants, a dead plant, this flashlight, a cupcake, a candle, bowl of soup. I used the disposable piece to hold wands for one of those things you put on your house that tell you which way the wind is blowing. And finally, I also made a gun. At the store, you can also find these tiny bags that have a random minifig in them. Let's see what we got. Okay, it looks like we got some sort of zookeeper that comes with a koala. But another thing you can do is take the minifig and build a Lego creation for it. So I went ahead and built a tiny exhibit where the koala can hang from a tree branch. Okay, it's time for a quick speed round of ideas. So I went to Instagram to hear what you guys do when you're bored with Lego, and we actually had a lot of responses. One of you said to put Lego on a speaker while playing music. Wait for the beat drop. Let's add water. Okay, not gonna lie, that was kinda nice. Another thing you can do is build a catapult to launch minifigs off of. Oh yeah, buckets. Someone said you can build a phone stand to watch movies on. This one only took a few Lego pieces, and it actually works really well. You can also take a base plate and fill it with tiles and bricks to make custom images, like this Minecraft villager. Someone also said you can take minifig heads and stack them to make a giant wall. Low-key, this is kind of creepy. Now, there's a lot of tricks you can do with non-Lego items. For example, tape. If you take a base plate, tape the back of it, then you can stick it to your wall and fill it with minifigs. And yeah, this is a really cheap and easy way to display them. For this next idea, we're gonna need a Lego helicopter.
Build a helicopter.
Because if you take some sort of flying vehicle, you can use tape and string to attach it to a ceiling or door frame. Now it looks like it's flying, and that's pretty cool. Look, I even attached it to my ceiling fan. Whoa, whoa. Hey, whoa, stop. Wait, no, don't do that. Also, if you take dental floss, you can tie it between two objects and make a massive zip line for a minifig. You can also take a plastic bag, attach a minifig to it, and just like that, if you throw it from your window, it acts as a parachute. If you have a rubber band, you can use it to make a working Lego gun that shoots them. And I think I found a simple mechanism that will work. And okay, that actually works pretty nice. Okay, it's time for another speed round of ideas. You can try to build yourself as a Lego minifig. That doesn't really look anything like me, but I tried. You can also take Lego brick separators and put eyeballs on them. Or if you take a magnifying glass and hold it above a minifig in the sun, you can summon a powerful beam of light that will burn through it. Okay, that only took like 5 minutes and it already burnt the side of his head. Okay, round 2, here we go. Don't do this at home, by the way. And the second beam was so powerful that it literally burnt through the entire minifig. You can also take a Lego cup for minifigs and then fill it with actual water. Now your minifigs can drink that water and stay hydrated. Give me that. And finally, you can make a Lego bird feeder. This one has a large bowl to put the food in. Then I added a restaurant with a chef because just like this guy can cook bussin' food and feed other Lego minifigs, I'm about to feed some birds. So now we can fill it up with bird food, take it outside, then see if we get any birds to come. And after a few hours of patiently waiting, one finally showed up. Dang, bro is for real the biggest bird. Another fun thing you can do with Lego requires you to have a camera. Pretty much if you take a photo of a minifig, move it, then take another picture, then keep repeating that, you have a bunch of photos back to back that if you go through really fast, it looks like the minifig has come alive. If you have clear pieces, you can use them to make a Lego character look like it's flying. You can also use them to make water look like it's moving. And if you take a Lego car, move the wheels, and move random objects across the screen each frame, it looks like the car's actually in motion. You can also cut a Lego brick in half. Nice. When you're bored, you can also make your own Lego games. For the first game, if you make a bunch of smooth-looking bricks, then you can stack them to make a giant Jenga tower. Let's see how many blocks I can take off before it falls. No. Or you can use the same blocks for dominoes. This next game is also a tower, but it's hollow and you're supposed to put a brick in it. Pretty much you slap this plate on the side, then you try to see how high you can make the brick go. Let's put a minifig in it. Another simple item you can build is the spinner that selects one of 4 random colors. This next game is pretty simple and easy because all you need is a base plate, some bricks, and a tiny ball. Because you can make your very own maze that requires gravity to get the ball out. I also spent 3 hours trying to design an accurate Rubik's Cube, and I based it off of the diagrams I saw online. So let's see if my project actually works. Honestly, I'm no engineer, but I have a good feeling this is gonna work. The heck? Yeah, well, I tried, guys. I really did try. Well, that was a lot of ideas that I just showed you guys, and hopefully I cured your boredom. So go have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.
Stack it up like a brick. Call me and make us some build them quick.
These are 100 Lego passengers, and today I'm gonna give them an ultimate dream vacation by building them a massive Lego cruise ship with different levels and rooms. Then at the very end, I'm gonna test to see if this thing can float. So anyway, let the challenge begin. Now, cruise ships are some of the biggest boats in the world, which means we're gonna need a lot of Lego pieces. So my first step was to speedrun to the Lego store to cop some. You're welcome, Lego. I just made you very rich. Okay, I think we have some good pieces to start with, so now we can begin by forming the foundation for the ship. This thing hardly fits on my table, guys. Okay, the passengers have been waiting to board the ship, and they're starting to get very triggered. But we can't let them board yet because there's literally nothing on the ship. So the first thing we need to add are rooms for them to sleep in. I want to create 3 different types of rooms to fit the different price budgets of our passengers. Starting with these tiny 12 rooms, which go for the cheapest. Each of these rooms have a bunk bed to sleep 2 people, a small mini fridge, and a tiny bathroom with a shower and toilet. But this is pretty boring. So next to that, I'm going to add some upgraded rooms for our wealthier passengers. These rooms are a lot bigger with a bigger bed, a nicer bathroom, and as a bonus, you get a TV and also a balcony with a beautiful view of the ocean. And finally, in the back of the ship, I'm gonna add 2 luxurious suites for our Platinum W Plus cruise ship members. Only the wealthiest can afford these. Each of these suites come with a king-size bed, golden lamps, a living room, complimentary drinks, 2 massive balconies, a luxurious bathroom. Sorry, I had to do that in a British accent, so it sounded extra expensive. And just like that, all the rooms to our cruise ship are now completed, but now is the moment to finally bring our passengers on board. And just like that, they're all in their sleeping quarters, ready to enjoy this cruise. But even after adding all these rooms, there's no actual activities for our passengers to enjoy. So the first thing that I want to add to this cruise ship is a spa and wellness center for our minifigs to seek relaxation. The first thing that I built is this hot, relaxing sauna full of sweaty, hot people. Next to that, I'm gonna build another room with a jacuzzi where I use these transparent bricks for the water, and also I built my very own ice plunge. And in this final space, I'm gonna build one more room, but this time I'm gonna turn it into a relaxing massage room with different kinds of plants, a professional masseuse, and 2 massage tables where minifigs can seek the finest relaxation. Okay, there we go. Now it looks like we have our first set of activities for our passengers to enjoy. Let's see if we can lift it. Oh my gosh. This thing already weighs so much, guys. And after adding some finishing touches to the front of the boat, it looks like we've now progressed to level 2 of our cruise ship. Now for this level, I want to add a boardwalk full of different shops, restaurants, and other activities for our minifigs to enjoy. Okay, I built out where all the shops are gonna go. There's a giant walkway through the middle. The first business I'm gonna add is this Lego Starbucks, where passengers can select between different beverages, and Karens can make complicated orders, like a white mocha frappuccino with 2 pumps of vanilla and extra caramel drizzle. Another type of business we can add to this cruise ship is a clothing store. So across from the Starbucks, I built a Lego Gucci store where you can buy only the finest high-quality designer clothing. Inside the store, you'll find watches, wallets, mannequins in the latest styles, and a personal assistant to help you find the perfect clothes for you. Now, an essential business that every cruise ship needs is a travel store, where you can buy all the essentials you need for traveling, like postcards, cameras, water bottles, medicine, and those stereotypical Hawaiian shirts that dads always buy. Now, it's time to give our cruise ship its first food spot. So across from the travel shop, I'm gonna build this Lego hot dog restaurant. Here you can select all different types of condiments to put on your hot dog, and the workers here love their job so much that, well, this guy actually dressed up like a hot dog. Okay, that's our 4th business, but look at how much more space we still have. Now for our more wealthier passengers, this next business is a luxurious jewelry shop where you can buy premium jewelry for yourself or your loved one, like expensive chains, glasses, watches. Wow, this place be looking so icy that if the cruise ship hits it, it's gonna go down like the Titanic. Now next to the hot dog restaurant, I'm gonna add our next food spot to this cruise ship, which is this conveyor belt sushi restaurant. If gobbling glizzies isn't what you enjoy, you can treat yourself to some fresh, delicious sushi that is fished right off the boat. Now for young kids that are on this cruise ship, I'm gonna build a Lego laser maze arena. First, you enter this lobby to sign a waiver agreeing that if you hurt yourself, you can't sue the company. Then you can choose one of 6 different laser weapons, including some custom ones that I built, like this one that uses binoculars, this one that uses a minifig hand, and this one which uses a drinking cup. Once you're ready to go, you enter into this laser arena where you can then battle with your friends to see who can take that dub. I also built the self-serve frozen yogurt shop. You can choose between 8 different flavors of frozen yogurt. Then you can add different toppings to customize it the way you want it. Something that every cruise ship needs is a lounge. So I built this small lounge area where passengers can enjoy free Wi-Fi, check their emails, make important calls. But not gonna lie, this lounge is looking kind of basic. So next to that, I'm gonna add an even larger lounge. But this one is only allowed for the coolest VIP cruise ship members. First, you enter this lobby area where you check in, and when you're verified and accepted, you enter into this private buffet area where you can choose between different food delicacies and enjoy them at this private dining area. But for those who want to party, you can enter my favorite spot in the lounge, which is this private dance room and this beautiful glistening disco ball. But with this lounge complete, it's now time to invite our VIP cruise ship members. So at the end of the ship, I built this Lego helipad to bring in a helicopter so we can transport all sorts of different celebrities and people of status. Okay, there we go. Now they're being escorted onto the cruise ship by security. But with these celebrities now on board, a massive crowd has formed of people trying to glaze, and it's causing people to pass out and hyperventilate. So the next thing that our cruise ship needs is a first aid room where people can get immediate medical attention. And inside is a professional nurse with medical supplies and a stretcher to operate on. Now with so many more passengers, there's gonna be a lot of problems. Like this guy's jumping off the cruise ship and recording it for his live stream. So we need to arrest him and add the next thing to our cruise ship, which is a small Lego jail. If you break a rule on the cruise ship, you'll be sent to this room where you're interrogated and asked questions. Then after getting a quick mugshot, you're put in this boring, depressing room. It smells like old people with a bed, toilet, a dead plant, and you're also fed moist, expired bread. And finally, there's one more space in this corner of the cruise ship, so I'm gonna turn it into a visitor center with 2 highly trained assistants to help answer any questions you might have on the cruise. There's pamphlets with useful travel information, an ATM, and a lost and found box. Yes, we finally got the 2nd floor done. Look at all the shops. But let's not celebrate yet because we still have 1 more floor to build. But instead of shops, restaurants, and lounges, I'm gonna turn this top deck into an open area full of outdoor activities. Okay, the first activity I want to build is a mini golf course. I'm gonna build different holes offering different challenges. Like this first one where you have to hit this ball up the hill and into this alligator's mouth. For the second challenge, you have to get the ball over this bridge Then it can pass through this windmill that can rotate and block your ball. For this third hole, you have to get the ball up this hill, back down through these small obstacles, and into this hole at the very end. And for this final challenge, you have to hit the ball up on this platform, down this slide, and into the hole. Okay, I think I'm done building this golf course. These people can start having fun, and now we can work on the next thing. In this next space, I'm gonna build an outdoor Lego amphitheater, where passengers can sit down and enjoy our cruise ship's very own talent show, with different performances like a magic show, motorcycle crossing, a band that plays music, a dog show, a medieval play, and this clown. Okay, the minifigs are enjoying the show, and they all look very happy. So while they watch the show, we can move to the next idea. Okay, the next thing that our cruise ship needs is a swimming pool. So I built this giant one in this empty space, and all we have to do now is just fill it with water. Nice. But to make this pool even cooler, I'm gonna add 2 slides on one end so people can slide down like how I slid into your mom's DMs. And finally, I'm gonna also add some trees around the pool. And there we go, now we can invite the guests of our cruise ship to enjoy this pool, and now they're all splashing around and look very happy. Oh dang, why is the water yellow over there? And finally, we have one more space in the very back of the cruise ship. So I'm gonna turn this into a giant tower for the captain of this cruise ship to drive the boat. Inside, I'm gonna add a steering wheel with lots of complicated buttons and computers to control the cruise ship and make sure that it's running properly. And I also want to give the captain his own space to stay, so I'm gonna give him his very own living quarters with a bed, a kitchen with a dining room, a living room, and a bathroom. But of course, every cruise ship isn't complete without its captain, so here he is. And I'm gonna name him Captain John W, because he's actually a W, guys. Let's go! Let's freaking go. The cruise ship is finally done. This took over a week to build. This cruise ship now has 3 separate levels, but we can't celebrate yet because we don't know if it's gonna float. Obviously, this boat isn't gonna float by itself, so I speed ran to the store and bought some foam pieces to put on the very bottom of it. Okay, it's on there. So now the time has finally come to put it in the water, and let's see what happens. Oh my gosh, let's go. Yes! That is incredible, guys. 150,000 likes, and I'll do a part 2 where I build a private island resort for this cruise ship to travel to. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Stack it up, add it up, stack it up, add it up, stack the bricks, stack quick, let it click, you know I'm lit.
In this video, we're going to be comparing Lego builds made from 1 Lego piece all the way to 1 million Lego pieces, each one getting bigger and bigger. So anyway, let's go. Let's begin with easy Lego builds you can make with literally 1 Lego piece. If you put a Lego satellite dish on the top of a minifig head, it looks like a rice farmer hat. If you have a sink faucet, you can use it as a gun for a minifig. Or if you have a Lego coffin, you can remove the top lid, flip it upside down, and now it turns into a boat that actually floats on water. If you have a rollerblade, it looks like a miniature car. This is a Lego cape, and it can be used as a blanket or one of those cloth pieces the barber puts over you when you're trying to get a fresh looking cut. You can use a long plate as a surfboard, or if you have a shield, it can be turned into a tray that people use at expensive restaurants to serve food. If you have a small glass window, you can lay it sideways and it turns into a modern looking table to put in a living room. And finally, if you take a long bar piece, you can use it as a walking stick for a very old man, or you can use it as a weapon like a bow staff. I just filmed all that on a toilet, by the way. Okay, those were the first 10 Lego builds, but now let's progress to Lego builds you can make from 1 to 10 pieces. If you take 2 small Lego bricks, they fit perfectly over the hands on a minifig, and you can use them as boxing gloves. With 3 Lego pieces, I built a tiny Lego tent using 2 large plates, so now we can give this homeless man a new place to live. With 4 pieces, I built a Lego pickaxe, and I built this guitar using 5 pieces. With 6 pieces, I built a small Lego aquarium using a car windshield. With 7 pieces, I built a Lego seesaw for 2 minifigs, and it can also be used as a catapult. I built this Lego basketball hoop using 8 pieces, and for the basket, I used a round plate with a hole in the middle. With 9 pieces, I built this tiny gymnastics bar, but the bar actually can rotate and allow this minifig to spin. And with 10 pieces, I built this realistic Lego toilet where I used a flag as a lid. Okay, let's flush it. What the skibbity? Okay, now we've entered our double-digit Lego build. So now let's look at builds made from 10 to 100 pieces. With 20 pieces, I built a custom Lego backpack. With 30 pieces, I built a Lego trampoline using this net piece. Let's see if it works. With 40 pieces, I built a tiny Lego igloo, and inside is a tiny bed and a stove to cook food. With 50 pieces, I built a tiny Lego version of our planet. Wait, what happens if I do this? With 60 pieces, I built this working Lego treadmill using tire conveyor belt links. With 70 pieces, I built a Lego kangaroo, but the best part is I built a play feature to go with it, and basically when you push down on this tab, the kangaroo actually starts jumping. With 80 pieces, I built a Lego vending machine. All you have to do is insert a piece of Lego money and a drink will magically pop out. If you look inside, I built a small piece in the back that slides when the money is pushed against it and it drops the drink. With 90 pieces, I built this tiny Lego shredder using gears. So let's see if it works on a picture of Lord Business, my biggest op. Okay, it works. And with 100 Lego pieces, I built a tiny Lego ocean with lots of fish, but behind this build is a special hidden feature because if you rotate this gear, a dolphin will magically jump out of the water. But to do this, I put the dolphins on this long rod in the back which can spin. And just like that, we've entered our 3-digit Lego build. So now let's look at builds made from 100 to 1,000 pieces. Starting with this one made from 200 pieces. It's a tiny forest with 2 trees, but connecting the trees together is this giant zip line. This Lego build is made from 400 pieces, and it's a gun that shoots money. To build this, I used a motor inside, and there's a large spot to put the money. With 500 pieces, I built this Lego truck. But that's not it, because to go with the truck, I built this camper that can attach to it. Inside is a tiny kitchen, a living room with a TV, and a bathroom. But the best part is that if you pull this tab on the outside, the camper can actually expand to allow more room. Okay, that was a 500-piece Lego build, but now let's double it and build something with 1,000 pieces. But this time, I chose to build a Lego zoo full of animals. Before entering the park, there's 2 booths to buy tickets. When you get inside the park, there's 5 different exhibits. This first exhibit is for animals from Africa, like a lion or this gorilla. This next exhibit is for Arctic and Antarctic animals, like penguins, and I added this polar bear, which is eating a fish. This exhibit is for tiny animals like spiders, scorpions, snakes, and frogs. This next exhibit is an aquarium for all sorts of different sea creatures. And for the final exhibit, it's in the middle of the park, and it's a bird exhibit, and I added every Lego bird I had. But even after building this 1,000-piece Lego creation, that's not even 1% the way to the 1 million-piece Lego build. So from this point forward, we'll be looking at Lego builds so big that I neither have the time, money, or pieces to make them myself. So I quickly copped a flight across the country to visit the world's biggest Lego convention, and it only happens once a year. Here you'll find thousands of custom Lego creations made by thousands of people. But I'm here for one simple challenge, and it's to find the biggest one I can. The first Lego build I found is this roller coaster made from 5,000 Lego pieces. It works just like a real roller coaster. There's a giant drop and parts of the track even go upside down. I also found this very detailed Lego graffiti made from 12,000 Lego pieces, and it uses almost every Lego piece possible, including a guitar and an actual Lego baby. I also found this Lego minion, and this one's made from 15,000 pieces. Yo, rate my minion language. This is a Lego ocean, but if you push this button with your foot, it literally lights up, revealing a giant coral reef with plants and fish. And this build is made from 20,000 pieces. I found this giant Lego Star Wars battle with hundreds of people fighting each other, different weapons and vehicles, and this one is made from 25,000 Lego pieces. I also found this Asian-themed Lego city made from 50,000 Lego pieces. The city is floating on water and is made from several houses and shops connected by bridges. It has hundreds of people living in it, and there's boats around the city that people use to get around. But this next Lego build I found is double the size, and it's a futuristic space base made from 100,000 Lego bricks. And the best part about this base is that it can actually be opened up to reveal the inside, which has several levels and different rooms like bedrooms or this gym. This build is a Lego Disneyland. It was designed to look just like the real park. It has almost every ride. There's hundreds of minifigs, a giant castle, and it takes 10 tables just to display it. This one is made from 150,000 Lego pieces. And for the biggest Lego creation I could find, it was this giant medieval world made from 400,000 Lego bricks. Around this world, you'll find villages full of houses and farms. There's an archery competition, an entire town full of people. But the biggest part of this build is a giant castle with an army of people protecting it. But even though this was the biggest Lego build I could find, we're not even halfway to the 1 million piece Lego build. So I quickly grabbed all my remaining Robux and flew across the country once again for one final place to visit, Legoland, an actual land made from thousands of Lego creations, and I'm here to find the biggest one I can. The first thing I found was this giant spider perched on a rock made from 40,000 Lego bricks. This Lego build is a Fortnite loot llama made from 125,000 Lego bricks. I think we should break it and see if there's a shield potion inside. I found an entire Lego aquarium with real fish. I found Nemo. And around the aquarium underneath the water are actual Lego builds like these scuba divers. But the biggest build is the submarine made from 150,000 Lego bricks. This thing could probably fit a human inside of it. This Lego build is made from 200,000 Lego pieces. It's a giant mountain and on the very top is a temple. There's definitely a very old wise man who lives in here. This is a giant red dragon made from 300,000 Lego bricks, and this is a Lego Ferrari made from 385,000 Lego bricks. Basically everything on the car is made from real Lego. It even has lights that can turn on, and it's so massive that it's the same size as a real Ferrari. But even this wasn't close to the 1 million piece Lego build. So after exploring Legoland for one more hour, I found the biggest Lego creation in this entire park, which was this massive Lego city made from 2 million Lego bricks. Around the city are thousands of people, hundreds of cars, skyscrapers like this one, which just by itself is made from 250,000 Lego bricks, and there's even dinosaurs which are attacking the city. Let's freaking go! We finally found a 1 million piece Lego build, so now I can finally go home and upload this video. Comment your favorite Lego build. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
On my minifigs, put your place against up in the air. We be cruising to the city like we just don't care. We be running up the Lego money like an ATM. I be dripping with the Lego wash, catch me with the bands.
Today, I'm gonna build a giant Lego battle between 1,000 minifigures, adding weapons, giant structures, and simulating different attacks at the end. Anyway, let's go. Okay, here's my plan. I'm gonna build 2 civilizations from around the world to go to battle with each other. So my first step is to build a battlefield for them to fight. Okay, now the first thing that every battle needs are soldiers. So let's begin by adding the first 10 soldiers to each army. On one side, I built medieval knights armed with swords, and on the other side, I built Japanese samurai warriors that they'll be going to battle with. But this is the most basic Lego battle I've ever seen. So let's increase our first army from 10 soldiers to 100 of them. Wow, this looks like the copy and paste button in real life. But the other army is now outnumbered, so let's add more soldiers to the other army. And some of these soldiers have different weapons like ninja stars or these metal claws. Okay, now both armies are equally matched, and this is looking much more like a real battle. But my goal is to make this battle so big that it takes up the entire table. Okay, our soldiers are ready for battle, but they need weapons to fight. So the first weapon I built is a giant catapult that launches bolters. Okay, let's see if it works. Huh? Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, I used a different piece. Let's try it. Huh? Nice. The second weapon I built is a giant crossbow. There's a seat to put a minifig, that way the person can control it. It can be adjusted to shoot at any angle, and it works just like a real crossbow because it can be loaded with these giant arrows and shot using a rubber band. Okay, new weapon unlocked, so we can add that to the battlefield. Okay, we've added a weapon to each army, and at the end, we're gonna test them in battle to see how much damage they can do. But first, let's add another 100 soldiers to each army. So now there's 400 total minifigs on this battlefield right now. But this time I've added minifigs with bows and arrows. So for my next plan, what if we built giant towers that they can shoot from? So on one side of the battlefield, I built 2 towers. Each tower has 3 separate levels, which allow people to attack at different angles, and I added a ladder on the back that people can use to climb up and down the tower. Okay, we just built towers for the first army, but now we need to build towers for the other army. So let's quickly grab some resources to build them. Nice. Okay, now we can build the next tower, so I built 2 of them. But these ones have tiny windows that the archers can shoot through, and above each window is a door that can shut and block any attacks. Okay, I think it's time to add more soldiers to the battlefield, but this time we're gonna add them on horses. On these horses, I added plate pieces on the side to act as armor, and on these horses, I added a small chariot in the back that they can pull, and each chariot can fit a single rider, and I built these small weapons that shoot arrows. Okay, let's try all of them. Nice. And to feed the horses, I built this Lego cart full of apples. There's other little things we can add to this battlefield, like spikes to go in the ground, and I built this random weapon, and it's a giant ball on the end of a chain. Wow, it's really effective. Okay, the next thing that this battlefield needs is a medical tent to heal any soldiers that are injured in battle. So I built a small tent with a bed, basic medical supplies, and a highly trained doctor. I also built a small wagon that can be pulled to help transport any injured soldiers around the battlefield. So now if a soldier is injured, he can get proper medical attention. Okay, our battlefield has grown a lot more, but I think it's time to add more soldiers. So on both sides of the battlefield, I'm gonna add an additional 100 soldiers. So now we're looking at 600 soldiers in total. But there's still more empty space on the battlefield, so my next plan is to build a giant fortress to put soldiers. So I started by building a giant wall with a staircase going to the top, making this fortress harder to access. And on top of this large wall, I'm gonna build the actual fortress. So I made this Japanese-style castle. To enter the castle, you climb these stairs and enter through this large wooden door that opens. I added 4 towers on each corner and a large tower in the very middle, and you can actually open it up and see the inside. But there's nothing in here, so let's customize it and add different rooms. The first room I built is a training room for soldiers to practice their combat skills with a large mat and training equipment. And for the second level, I'm gonna turn it into a large storage space to put different things that people would need in battle, like a range of different weapons and food supplies. Okay, the fortress is finished, but now we need to build one for the other army. What if we built a giant medieval castle? Now, I've never seen a castle or been inside of one. So before building one in Lego, I drove 2 hours from my house to visit an actual castle built in the real world. So after exploring it, I took notes and I have lots of ideas now that I can use to build my own castle. My first step was to build a giant wall surrounding the castle, a large moat full of water, and I built this working drawbridge. Okay, lower the bridge. Okay, it works. Now we can continue building the castle. So I built a tower on each corner of the castle to put a guard, small platforms around the wall to put more guards, and I built one giant tower in the very middle. Now something we can add to our castle is a small prison to put captured people with torture devices.
Hey bro, so we're executing you for committing an illegal Lego technique.
No!
And in the largest tower of the castle, I saved an empty room, so I'm gonna turn it into a small Lego prison for captured soldiers. And inside, I put a bed of nails, a small bucket of drinking water, another bucket to poop in, and rotten chicken. The worst part though is that there's no Wi-Fi. Okay, I think our castle is now finished. So now that we've built a fortress for each army, our battle is almost finished. So let's add the final wave of soldiers. And after adding all of them, there's now 500 soldiers in each army, so that's 1,000 minifigs in total. Oh my gosh. The minifigs almost fill up the entire table, guys. Okay, and now that both armies are complete, it's time for them to battle each other. For this first attack, let's see how much damage we can make with the catapult we built earlier. Okay, we just lost 13 soldiers from that, but compared to how many more are left, that's nothing. Okay, for this next round, we're gonna attack the other army, but this time with the giant crossbow. Okay, that did way more damage than the catapult. And after counting, we've lost 38 soldiers from that attack. Bro got hit so bad, he's upside down. Okay, it's time to attack the other army. But this time, we're gonna see how much damage we can make with the Nerf gun. Nice. That was a nice comeback. And from that attack, we've lost 34 soldiers. Okay, it's time to step it up. So for these final few attacks, I'm gonna do them outside because we're gonna use tiny explosives and see how much damage we can make. Okay, here we go. Okay, that did a lot of damage. And from that attack, we've lost 77 soldiers. And now, it's time for one final attack, but this time, we're going to attack the medieval castle with 100 fireworks that will go off all at once. Wow, well that castle got completely destroyed. And from that last attack, we've lost a total of 79 knights and 124 samurai. So the knights have taken that dub. This is like a real life version of a battle I'd imagine in my head. Go tell your dog to watch this video. I'll catch you in the next one and see you later.